In a small town nestled between lush green hills, a sudden storm rolled in, darkening the sky and unleashing torrents of rain. Streets turned into rivers, homes were swallowed by mud, and chaos erupted. But in the heart of this disaster, a spark of hope ignited. As the floodwaters rose, the community faced a daunting reality. Their homes, their memories, and their very lives were at stake. Families huddled together, terrified, clutching each other as the water crept closer. But amidst the panic, a voice broke through the chaos. "We can't just stand here," shouted Maria, a local teacher known for her unwavering spirit. "We need to unite." Her words struck a chord. One by one, neighbors emerged from their homes, their faces etched with determination. They formed a human chain, hand in hand, moving through the storm. With every step, they defied the raging waters, pulling those trapped in their homes to safety. The elderly couple down the street, the single mother with her 2 young children, the stray dog that had wandered too close to the flood, each life saved was a testament to their courage. But as the waters continued to rise, the challenges multiplied. The town's only bridge was washed away, cutting off access to emergency services. Panic threatened to seep back in, but Maria rallied the group once more. "We need to think outside the box." They gathered around the community center, which had miraculously remained standing. With makeshift tools and their collective ingenuity, they began to construct a raft using anything they could find: old barrels, wooden planks, and even discarded furniture. The air buzzed with energy as ideas flowed and laughter punctuated the tension. Each person brought their unique skills to the table. Tom, the local mechanic, devised a way to secure the materials together. Sarah, an artist, painted bright colors on the raft, transforming it into a symbol of hope. And little Alex, who had a knack for storytelling, cheered everyone on, reminding them that they were not just building a raft, they were building a lifeline. As they finished the raft, the sun broke through the clouds, casting a golden light over their creation. With a shared breath, they pushed it into the water, watching it float. It was more than a vessel. It was a lifeline that connected their hearts. With Maria at the helm, they paddled into the rising waters, reaching stranded families and delivering supplies. They navigated the flooded streets with laughter, creating a moment of joy amidst the despair. Each successful rescue infused them with renewed strength. They were no longer just neighbors, they were a family. As the storm finally began to recede, the community gathered at the town square, drenched yet triumphant. They had faced the unthinkable, but together they had emerged stronger. The bonds forged in those harrowing days transformed their relationships. They had learned that resilience is not just about survival, it's about lifting each other up. Weeks later, as they rebuilt their homes, the town looked different, brighter, more vibrant. They painted murals on the walls of the community center, telling the story of their unity and strength. New friendships blossomed and old rivalries faded. They held regular meetings, discussing how to prepare for future storms, creating plans that would ensure no one would be left behind again. Maria stood in front of the crowd one day, her voice steady. "Today, we are not just rebuilding our homes, we are building our future, together. Let's ensure that we never forget the power of community." And with that, they established a neighborhood watch, organized workshops for emergency preparedness, and even started a community garden, a symbol of growth and resilience. They learned to appreciate the little things, every shared meal, every laugh echoing down the street, every hand extended in friendship. As they looked back on the storm, they no longer saw it as a tragedy, but as a catalyst for transformation. They realized that every obstacle they faced had brought them closer, teaching them the value of solidarity, creativity, and love. In the months that followed, the community organized regular gatherings where they shared stories of the storm and their journey to recovery. Each story was a thread woven into the fabric of their collective memory, reinforcing their unity. They invited experts to speak about disaster preparedness, ensuring that knowledge was shared and lessons learned. Maria took the lead in these meetings, sharing her vision of a more resilient community. "We must be proactive," she encouraged. "Let's create a network of support, a web of connections that will hold us up in times of trouble." Her enthusiasm was infectious, and soon many were stepping forward with their ideas. Tom proposed a system for alerting neighbors in case of emergencies, leveraging technology, but also keeping the personal touch. We can use text messages and phone trees, but let's also have a whistle system so that everyone knows what to do. We can't rely solely on technology. We need to be able to reach each other directly. Sarah, inspired by the murals, suggested hosting art workshops for children and adults alike, allowing everyone to express their experiences creatively. Art can heal, she said. Let's create a mural that tells the story of our resilience, a place where we can all add our mark. Little Alex, always full of ideas, proposed a storytelling festival where community members could share their tales of bravery and hope. Everyone has a story to tell, he said. Let's celebrate those stories and remind ourselves of all we've accomplished together. As plans took shape, the community garden flourished, becoming a gathering place where people shared not just produce, but laughter and companionship. They planted flowers, vegetables, and herbs, each plant a symbol of their growth. Every Saturday, they held a farmer's market where produce was sold and recipes were exchanged. The garden became a hub of activity, with children playing, adults gardening, and elders sharing wisdom. It was a space of joy where the community could come together to nurture not just the earth, but each other. As seasons changed and the town healed, the sense of camaraderie deepened. They organized a town fair, a day of celebration where they showcased their crafts, talents, and food. Laughter filled the air as they played games and shared stories, the spirit of unity shining brightly. Maria looked around the fair, filled with gratitude. This is what we've built together, she said to the crowd. Not just a town, but a family. We've learned that in the face of adversity, we can rise, we can create, and we can thrive. The fair became an annual tradition, a reminder of their journey and a celebration of their resilience. They invited neighboring towns to join, fostering connections and inspiring others with their story of triumph over tragedy. As they looked back on the storm, they no longer saw it as a tragedy, but as a catalyst for transformation. They had learned to embrace challenges, to celebrate their community spirit, and to cherish the bonds that had formed through adversity. So what can we take from this story? When life throws storms our way, don't drown in fear. Instead, turn to your community. Reach out, share your skills and your resources. You never know how powerful you are when you stand together. In the face of adversity, let courage be your anchor, creativity your compass, and compassion your guiding star. Because together, there's nothing we can't overcome, and every storm is an opportunity to grow stronger, united in purpose and heart.